Shares of Boeing finishing lower, down an astonishing 70% this year, as Washington now debating a possible bailout for that company. Our Kayla Tausche joins us now with the very latest and some new reporting. Kayla, where do things stand tonight?
Scott, I've learned that both the White House and Congress are worried about political damage if they bail out Boeing, a company that has sustained significant reputational damage over the last year due to repeated technology and safety missteps. As a sign of this concern, the most oft-mentioned parallel behind closed doors on both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue is AIG, a company that recklessly used cash from customer policies to load up on toxic debt. The government rescued the company, but it did so on its own terms. In exchange for a lifeline, it took an 80% equity stake in the company and replaced the entire management team. If Washington decides to buy equity stakes now, President Trump says there will be strings attached.
In some cases where they did certain things over the course of the years, including buying back stock, they bought back stock and they paid a high price for it, as it turned out. But maybe I view that as a little bit differently than somebody that didn't, than somebody that built plants all over the United States, of which there were plenty of them, too.
A Republican version of that trillion-dollar stimulus package released tonight does not mention Boeing by name. It does provide for $58 billion in relief for air carriers and $150 billion in relief for other eligible companies. Most notable in this package, though, is what the bill provides for those direct cash payments. $1,200 for individuals who made less than $75,000 in 2018. Lower amounts for those making between $75,000 and $99,000 in that year, and no payments for individuals making more than $99,000 and for couples who make more than $150,000. Now, Scott, we should note this is the opening salvo. Much about this is due to change. The price tag is expected to go up, but this is a marker that Republicans are putting down before negotiations begin with Democrats tomorrow. Scott?
Back to Boeing quickly, Kayla. We're also learning tonight of a high-profile board member who is leaving.
Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, the former ambassador to the United Nations, resigned from Boeing's board earlier this week because she said that principally she does not support taking money from the federal government, and she could not serve on the board of a company that took money from the federal government. I will note, Scott, that this is a politically tricky situation for Nikki Haley, because if the government does pursue an AIG-style bailout, they will likely do a government takeover of the company. They will likely clean out management and clean out the board if they pursue that as a template. That would be very difficult for Haley to revive herself politically if she had future ambitions to run for another office.